Perry, when are you the happiest? When you're building stuff?
I think so. You feeling?
Yeah.
Now it's off?
Now the V is on.
It's on?
Yep.
Hi, friends.
Scoot your bottom all the way back.
Wow, yeah, this is really something. Hello, friends.
Net profit is minus 2,000 again?
I was so miserable.
We're at the baseball games, and all the other dads are doctors, lawyers, bankers, and he's a mechanic.
But pride goes before a fall.
Oh, man, that'll do it to you.
Perry, when are you the happiest? When you're building stuff?
I think so.
When'd you fall in love with cars?
Oh, no, I'm not into cars at all. 11th grade, my dad said, well, you got all these cars torn apart. Why don't you take auto repair and you'll always have a trade? And I graduated at 19 out of automotive school, and I'm working in a dealership.
I met Perry through friends I had made that lived across the pool from me. They said, we're gonna introduce you to this guy named Perry. Now, when he gets high, he talks about Jesus. Just ignore that. So the first thing I did is asked him to take me to church.
When you talk to her, you know you're getting the truth. I mean, you're gonna get the bottom line, you know, there's no filter.
Is this a therapy session?
Sure.
That's what really attracted me to her. I just love the truth. I worked for other shops for 5 years.
He realized he wasn't a dealership man, and he came home, he was depressed. And I'm like, oh my God, what have I married?
The last place I worked, the guy wanted me to do everything, and after a year and a half of it, I thought, man, I could do this.
Lock X on.
I got a call. There's a guy up at Blaylock in Westview that's just pumping gas. He's not doing any automotive repair.
And he called me and he said, I'm standing across the street and there's no cars coming in. We'll starve. And I said, well, what are we doing now?
I only had $600. I said, well, what would you lease me a couple of days for? And he said, oh, how's $200 a month sound?
And that's where Adams Automotive began, was in the gas station down the street.
Where is the old Exxon?
I was at the Exxon, and the tool guy said, hey, Perry, I know you want your own place, and there's a guy that's going to build a building on this lot.
Hi, friends.
And after 3.5 years, I went back to broke again because I had to buy everything. I had to buy the brake lathe and the compressor and the lifts. And I got a bunch of crap cars and crap customers.
Net profit is minus 2,000 again?
And I got a reputation. Oh, yeah, that guy'll fix anything for nothing.
I may have to get another bookkeeping system. Uh-oh. Adams Automotive.
You know, I'd do a tune-up on their car, and 2 weeks later, they'd come in with grinding brakes, and they'd go, Perry, man, why didn't you check it? You didn't tell me I did a tune-up on it. You didn't tell me to check the brakes. 1984, September, I shut the shop down on a Saturday, went to Austin.
We're going to Austin, yeah.
This guy named Jim Pearson. He's an old cowboy, probably had his foot on the desk. He goes, boys, y'all look like good boys. Are y'all just fixing what the car came in for, or are you looking at the whole car? And we said, well, we're just fixing what it came in for. Oh, boys, you gotta slow down and get professional. And we did the training.
You want to develop yourself a system.
And so we started checking the whole car out.
What did that do for your business when you started?
Oh my gosh, just straight up, went straight up. A question came to me. What kind of cars do you like to work on? Down in here, not a voice, but I don't know how to explain it. And I said, well, I like to work on Buicks, Cadillacs, and Oldsmobile. I just answered the question. I didn't think about it at all. That's what I like to do. Well, just work on those then and turn everything else away. When we started doing that and to specialize, and the word got out, we got overrun with the facility that we had. And that's what turned me around as the Lord did that for Perry. Perry is not smart enough to do that for Perry.
This is Adams Automotive, the future home of. How does it feel, Perry, to have signed your life away?
No problem.
I moved here in the 10th year in business. And then I worked 100 days there straight, put the doors and the lifts and fixed it up. I put asphalt in.
My earliest memory is going to be pouring concrete in the front right over there. I remember rebar. It was the entire parking lot front edge. That's my dad's happy place, building, chopping down trees and pouring concrete. We are exact opposites in that nature. I hate that kind of thing.
We really got going by about the 18th year in 2003. You know, I like to work on projects and I like to fix things up and everything, and I'm not a people person.
Perry, when are you the happiest?
Perry's never liked being in the forefront. And so,
Do you know why?
therapy session.
My dad's always felt like an outsider. We're at the baseball games and all the other dads are doctors, lawyers, bankers, and he's a mechanic.
You know, we're living in a working class neighborhood, and then we start making more and more money and buy a house on the golf course, real exclusive golf course.
And yeah, we got cocky because we were hobnobbing with doctors and lawyers.
You got that Rolex and those new cars.
But pride goes before a fall.
I was so miserable. I'm making $500,000 or $600,000 a year, but I mean, it was meaningless. Probably super common with other shop owners that the tail is wagging the dog.
When the economy went down and people stopped coming so much.
Man, I got down to like 3 mechanics, and all of a sudden I get $300,000 in debt, and oh man, that'll do it to you.
There's an entrepreneur and there's an integrator. When it got bigger and it had to do with organizing the people, dealing with employees, we just didn't have it.
And I didn't want to deal with that, and my ego didn't want to be a car repair guy.
I was very discouraged because I didn't have someone to take it further, and none of the kids seemed interested.
We just were like, well, we'll sell it. The real estate's worth something.
That was the end of my ability.
Ultimately, in 2019, I just said, Lord, you need to send me somebody who knows how to run it. And he did.
Who was that?
Todd Hayes.
Hey man, hey, teamwork makes the dream work. We'll move the ball down the field together.
Well, we've known Todd for years. Our kids went to the same school.
So I was retired down in Daytona Beach. I came up here to do some consulting work with Perry. What's really cool about this is, let me show you my office. Hey, here's my office. And man, I looked at this facility and I went, oh yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. You know, we're in the trenches with the wrenches. And so really, this whole business was scaled right here. And I went, wow. You know, I believe with our business model, we can take this store to the #1 store in the country. And so that was really my mission, period.
And I turned him totally loose. It was, you know, in his wheelhouse and not mine.
I think we were doing about $250,000 a month. He scaled it to $500,000 in about 4 months.
And we kept going and we tripled By 3 years, we quadrupled the sales here.
It's just been spectacular. So we scaled up to $1 million a month. Our record here is about 1.2 million. So think about it. We delivered 1.2 million out of what we call auto hospitality. It is phenomenal.
People pull in here. This is the first stop. Somebody meets them at the car.
Most shops send the car to the technician. Where it's a little bit different for us is me as a general manager, my assistant general manager, and our team. We inspect all the cars, and then I put my eyes on every vehicle that comes through. We introduce the customer to our company. We give them a shop tour. We show them around the shop.
You know, this is the original shop we're in now.
We show them our technology. We show them our presentation station with our moto visuals, our tech metric.
So the customer can understand exactly what the car needs and exactly what we're doing.
Full transparency. They understand exactly how it works. They fall in love with us before we even touch their car, and that's the key.
This is Chris, a superstar.
And they see people getting hugged.
This is David. We call him Hollywood. He is the best of the best.
They clearly can see that everybody here really loves each other.
This is a blue collar industry. People don't hug out there, you know?
Talk about where that love comes for your employees.
I don't know. From the inside, it must be God's love. Being a mechanic, I mean, I've worked in the cold and it hurts your hands.
And you can't fake that.
So Adams Automotive is the largest independent automotive repair shop that I have ever seen. So you guys are like the embodiment of the perfect auto repair shop.
Because Joe decided to join us for a while. Todd said, let me have him. I'll train him.
So he couldn't run away from me. So I said, yeah, we're going to be riding shotgun with me. Until he saw me driving, he goes, I think I'll drive you ride shotgun.
It took probably 18 months, and then all of a sudden, he just got the vision.
I'm your son. 45 years after you started our business, I'm working. What are the odds of that? Once Todd and God got through to me, and that being in a glamour business is not something that would gratify you, but rather influencing employees' lives and people that work in our family's business and honoring my parents' legacy. That's kind of what turned it on for me about 3 years ago, and I've been all in ever since.
He's a great leader. The guys respect him. He's in the trenches with them. He's perfectly suited.
There's an entrepreneur and there's an integrator. Perry loves coming to work and we love it. We're having more fun.
Uh-oh. Here she is. Boy, we've been married 45 years, and I'm so happy. You know, I was happy as a clam that I've got everything a man needs.